So I've had a problem my whole life. No, Paul, it's not the rash. I've only had that since we met in person. This is my foot. Well, here's an outline, as precise as I can get it. I've always been a 9.5 size shoe across the board. Well, kind of. 9.5 is the sweet spot as far as not being too long for my foot, with an okay amount of space. But size 9 is just painfully tight, and size 10 is like a clown shoe for me. But even with shoes that fit, it seems like shoes are made for robots. The molds or shoe lasts aren't even foot-shaped. I don't know why shoe companies think that feet are skinny and come to a point. Now, so much research goes into shoe performance. They're grippier, lighter, more durable, squishier, laterally stiff, and vertically compliant. Well, maybe not the last one, but why not start making a shoe that is shaped like an actual foot? Now sure, it may be just a few millimeters on either side, and I make up for that by getting shoes that are generally soft and flexible where my foot can hang over the sole and push out, or I just put up with my foot being squished. But any form of activity, running or biking, your feet swell up. There's a reason why a lot of runners and triathletes pack a second pair of shoes in mid-race to switch into that's half a size bigger. Now I have found a brand that actually makes shoes the shape of feet that I've grown to love, and they're great for a work boot or a running/hiking shoe, but they don't make mountain biking shoes. Now 5'10" is okay when it comes to fit, but I've never been super comfortable. Now I wanted to buy the new 5'10" trail cross shoes, the high top or the low top. The marketing totally got me in, the features for hiking and protection, it's just, I wanted to spend a stupid amount of money on these shoes. Now I went to try them on, and they say that it's best to size down half a size, a good tip from our friend MTB Allen. Now the 9s were way too narrow and they hurt my feet. And the 9.5s had an okay width, but still had pressure points, but as far as length goes, they were just clown shoes. Now I realize that not everyone is like me. Some of you might have little narrow feet that come to a point that look like robots. And some will say to go with shoes that offer a wide fit, or even on some websites, an Asian fit. Now I've come to find that a lot of those wide or high volume or Asian fit shoes are still not wide enough for me, and they're not shaped like a foot. They still come to a point, or they're like really wide through the heel, which is where I actually need some support. I know that I sound like I'm complaining, and I guess I kind of am. I'm hoping that all of the big shoe executives will see this and change the way their whole company is doing things and actually make shoes shaped like human feet. Now let me tell you what I've done as my workaround for all of this. And even if you don't have really fat flapper feet like me, I still think that this could be a great benefit to you. Now it's called the runner's knot. That's super cheesy. Anyway, it's called the runner's knot, and these dang runners have been hoarding this and keeping it a secret from us this whole time. I'm here to expose it and lobby that we change the name to the mountain biker's knot. Or maybe just like the fat feet knot? No. So you lace your shoes up like normal all the way until the last hole. You leave that last hole open, and here, just say on the left side of this shoe, I don't cross back over. Instead, I go back through that hole to create a little loop on the outside. And you do that on both sides until you have two little exposed loops. Now after you have those exposed loops, you cross over like you normally would tie your shoes, and you use those loops as basically the next hole. Then you can start cinching it up. It basically creates a pulley system that gives you leverage to tighten the laces for support without having to go through and tighten every single run. Then you tie it like normal. So in my case, it allows me to leave the laces in my toe box pretty loose for that fat foot of mine, but I can cinch it up to where the midfoot is nice and supported, and then the top section is nice and snug. And what that does when you're cinching it is it pulls that shoe up and snugs up that heel so you don't get any heel slippage. Now I feel like you could customize this too. If you like a really tight fit through the whole shoe, you can do the normal, tighten it up through the whole thing, and then use that cinching mountain biker's knot, runner's knot, to make that heel cup nice and snug up there for a lot of support. I feel like one of the coolest things about this knot is that when you go and untie your shoes, the whole thing just loosens up because it's been putting pressure on those loops to keep things tight, but it relieves it, and you're not having to undo every single rung to get your foot out, like normally when you have to really tighten up your shoes. So it just pops open nicely. All right, so that is my tidbit this week that I'm gonna leave you with. I hope that it was helpful. I hope it blew your mind and changed your world, because that's what it did to me when the guy at REI showed me when I bought my running shoes. I guess you have to be a runner to get all of the knowledge nowadays, but I hope that you try this and it can change your world and blow your mind too, and make shoes more comfortable for you. Now, if you already do this, or there's a better way, or I'm doing it wrong, let me know down in the comments. Or if you try it and it's awesome and you love it, hey, let me know too. That's the comments are there for either affirmation or correcting me. I guess that's how the internet works. You put something up, say, hey, this is the way to do it. Then everyone comes out of the woodwork and they say, no, you're doing it wrong. Anyway, the merch push of the week is my buddy Paul, who I've been friends with for quite some time. He has merch now. They're not just limited runs. He's doing full merch through the same company. He's doing it through Trail Monos. I'm doing mine through Trail Print, but same company. Our buddy Nick, he's hosting the merch. I got the Zero Dabs one. I love it. I think I have a few other Paul the Puncher shirts. It's pretty funny because he'll like voice call me in the middle of the day on my lunch break. And it seems like I'm always wearing a Paul the Punter shirt or a Zero Dabs or a Team Slow and Awkward shirt. And no, really, I'm just, every time he calls, I'm running to my closet, putting on my Paul the Punter shirt. Hey Paul, how are you? I'm just casually wearing my shirt. No, but really, Paul, great shirts. I will link down below to both his merch store and my merch store. But yeah, Paul, what do you think? Does this one look good on me? I feel like I poke through just about every shirt I wear. My wife would say that too. Okay, bye. Holy cow, dude. Seriously, how you made it this far in the video? Well, okay, now that you're here, I guess I should tell you like a deep, dark secret, maybe? And it maybe should be like foot related. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this right now. My wife hates this, but I